Good morning, my friends. Happy day. Thanks so much for spending this time with me today. Today, we're going to do part 2 of our miracle series. Just to recap, last week we did the making of a miracle. Ask, believe, receive. Remember, ask once you understand that every thought you think and word you speak is literally a direct prayer request to God. You might want to have those thoughts and words that you're speaking in line with what you want in this world and not on what you don't want, right? And we might want to know what it is we want. We want that clarity piece of things. And then why do we want it? The why is the energy. The why is the passion. The why is the vibration. Ask, believe, receive. That was ask. Believe. Believe. Our God is infinite in every way. He created this magnificent universe that we live in that's constantly expanding. Why would you ever limit God? And you were designed in God's image, so why would you ever put limitations on yourself? Believe. Okay, receive. Receive. We want to remember to receive with an open heart. We want to listen to the God whispers. We want to listen to what God's saying. I believe that praying is talking to God and meditation is the actual listening part, right? So listening for those God whispers. And then remember, when we do hear those God whispers, to act. Right? You have to act on the God whispers. You can't just expect it just to happen. You have to listen and then act. Ask, believe, and receive. The miracle, miraculous formula, the magical formula of miracles. Ask, believe, and receive. So today, I'm going to share with you the biology behind a miracle. I'm going to share with you how you are literally biologically designed for miracles. You're biologically designed for miracles. I'm going to share with you today how your brain actually works. Just some very basic concepts of neuroscience, the science behind a miracle, if you will. All right, we're going to start with neuroplasticity. So neuroplasticity basically just means is that your brain is not set and rigid. You see, physicians used to think that up to a certain point, your brain developed and then it didn't develop any longer. It never changed. It was set. It was fixed. We now know that's not true. We know our brain is plastic. It's constantly changing. It's malleable. And it grows and expands. Our abilities grow and expand. They've proven this through many miraculous medical breakthroughs. You know, they now know that if somebody's had a stroke, the quicker they can get them into occupational therapy and physical therapy, the quicker the remaining healthy tissues of the brain take over those unhealthy tissues, those damaged areas of the brain, right? So neuroplasticity, it means that the thoughts that you're thinking over and over again, the things that you do over and over again, create these very strong neural pathways inside your brain, and they get stronger and stronger. And those areas that we're not using as much, those neural pathways we're not using as much, let's say we're breaking a habit or something, those areas simply start to prune away. Neuroplasticity. Do you see the influence you have on your brain through neuroplasticity? Okay. Neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters, that's how your neuro pathways communicate. Your neurons communicate, right? They're the chemical signals in your brain. And I want to share with you 4 of my favorite neurotransmitters and the influence you have over enhancing these wonderful feel-good, happy hormones in your body. Let's start with dopamine. Dopamine is linked to the reward center in your body. It is known as the motivational hormone. When you have healthy levels of dopamine, you feel energized, upbeat, alert. It's the I can do it hormone, if you will. When you have low levels of dopamine, you tend to lose the enthusiasm, the zest for life. So we want to keep healthy, adequate levels of dopamine going in our brain. And one of the easiest ways we can do that is simply by setting and achieving goals. As a matter of fact, I like to take large goals and break them into little mini goals, because every time I accomplish one, I get this dopamine drip in my brain. I also walk around, by the way, celebration is so important. Celebrating. We're such a a goal-oriented society, but sometimes we forget to celebrate the accomplishments we've achieved, right? Celebrating your blessings, celebrating life itself. Every time you celebrate, it's a little dopamine drip. I've been known to walk around the office saying, ta-da, ta-da, copier's broke, unplug it, plug it back in, ta-da, I fixed that. Why? Because every time I do that, it's a little bit of a dopamine drip. Okay, exercise. You're going to hear me talk about exercise throughout. Exercise, exercise, exercise. There's no greater thing to get those feel-good hormones dancing in your brain than exercise. Meditation, making lists. I'm the type of person who makes a list. I love crossing things off a list. Every time I cross something off a list, it's a little bit of a dopamine drip. I'm that kind of person who, if I've done something, I will literally add it on the list if I've forgotten to have it there, just so I can cross it off, right? So I can have that dopamine drip. Dopamine. It's linked to the reward center. It's about new and excitement too. Adventures really helps increase dopamine. It's about the newness. So think anything new, a new recipe, a new hike, a new change of scenery. Newness helps drip the dopamine. All right, serotonin. Serotonin is a mood enhancer. It elevates your confidence, your self-esteem, your sense of belonging, your worthiness. We want to create this natural flow of serotonin in our body. When we do, we create that healthy mood stabilizer. When we have low levels of serotonin, we seem to be irritable, cranky. We have low mood. Some of the easiest natural ways to increase serotonin is natural light. Gosh, you got to hear me, you guys. Many of us live in areas that we don't get a lot of natural light. You need a lot of natural light, even when it's cold out. As soon as I'm done with this tape, I'm going for a hike, right? I'm getting some of the light. It's not even sunny out right now. It's overcast, but I'm still getting what light there is enhancing in my brain. Natural light. Okay. Massage. Reflecting on a happy or significant moment in time, that naturally increases the serotonin. I do this often. If I'm going through a stressful period of time and I just need mindset reset, right? I will just close my eyes and I will think about a really happy, really significant moment in my life, and it floods my brain with this natural serotonin. Music. I don't know if I mentioned music. Music is great for both dopamine, actually music across the board. Music is great for dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins. I actually make a music playlist. So anytime I am going to get the blues, or I'm anxious, or I'm not feeling very well, all I do is put on my happy playlist. I get moving and dancing, the endorphins, everything starts enhancing in my body, and all this feel-good happiness just is dancing inside my brain. Okay. Massage, reflecting on a happy moment, exercise, chocolate. Dark chocolate. Dark chocolate helps release serotonin. You don't need an excuse anymore. You can have your dark chocolate. It's excellent for your brain. Okay, oxytocin. Oxytocin is the love hormone, you guys. Oxytocin is that cuddle hormone. We release oxytocin when we're breastfeeding. That's one of the reasons why we don't, we tolerate these screaming little children in the middle of the night, is because we have all this oxytocin when we cuddle them. Yoga helps oxytocin, meditation, friends, connection, all helps with oxytocin. My favorite, though, is hugging. So if we were here in person, I'd ask one of you up and I'd give you one of my famous 20 to 30 second hugs. It becomes uncomfortable for the person I'm hugging and the audience watching me hug them. You get that, okay, I'm good. You can let me go now. I'm good, right? But I do this 20 to 30 second hug because it just releases all this incredible feel-good flood of oxytocin in my body. All right, lastly, I want to talk about endorphins. Now, endorphins are the number one known pain reliever to mankind. The number one known pain reliever to mankind. Also, when you have adequate endorphins pumping in your system, you have reduced anxiety, you have a great sense of self-esteem. So, dark chocolate again, great for endorphins. Creative expression, creative art is great for it. Yoga, and again, exercise, exercise, exercise. What I'm trying to share with you today is all the wonderful ways that you can manipulate, if you will, your brain chemistry and the way that your brain manifests in this world. So hang on, because it's getting even more excited. Okay, so neuroplasticity, neurotransmitters, how they talk, those neurons talk to each other. Now, epigenetics. Epigenetics is one of my favorite things to talk about in neuroscience. You see, here's the thing about epigenetics. Epigenetics is the newer part of neuroscience that basically says that the thoughts that you think, are you guys getting a clue here? The thoughts that you think, the things that you do over and over again, and the environment you surround yourself with literally change how your cells express themselves. It changes how your DNA expresses itself. People get this confused all the time. They think it actually changes your DNA. In fact, it changes how your cells express yourself. Now, I love epigenetics. Epigenetics is the reason I wrote my book. I was studying epigenetics and I was sitting there and I was reminded about a verse in the Bible that used to really bother me. You see, I was reading this paper in this class on epigenetics that said, when you change your cellular expression, you're not only changing it for you, but you're changing it for your children and your children's children up to 3 generations. And I had this huge aha moment about a scripture I had a lot of trouble with in the Bible, Exodus 34:6-7, which basically says, and I'm paraphrasing here, but it basically says to me, I'm this magnificent, wonderful God. However, should you sin against me, I will not only come down on you, but your children and your children's children. Well, that just used to really bother me. It just didn't seem just to me, right? And then I learned about epigenetics and I was like, ooh, your children and your children's children. So let's just back it out, okay? First of all, the definition of sin is going against your ideal relationship with God. Going against your ideal relationship with God. And what's the definition of God? Love, right? The definition of God is love. So now sin is defined as going against love. And now this verse that I had so much trouble with, right, is now this verse of love that says, wait, listen to me. Basically, we just want you to know that if you go against love, you're going to suffer the repercussions of that. And not only are you going to suffer it, but your children and your children's children. Oh my gosh, blew my mind, wrote a book, The Happiness Connection, the Bible, and the Brain. All right. Okay, I want to share one little tidbit more about neuroscience, because the reticular activating system is, as far as I'm concerned, the manifesting of miracles component. Okay, so your reticular activating system is this little small part of your brain. It's actually only about the size of the tip of your pinky, and it's back here in your brainstem. And it does many things, but the thing I want to speak to today is that it's your filter system. Okay, so we take in millions of bits of information per second, millions of bits of information, and there's no way for your conscious brain to process all that at once. So it's your reticular activating system that actually filters out and tells you what to pay attention to. Now, first and foremost, it's designed to keep you alive. So if a bear walks in that door, you're going out that door. Right? Your reticular activating system says, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. All right? Now, outside of keeping you alive, though, you and you alone basically set the parameters of your reticular activating system. You set the parameters. Think about that for a moment. Let me put it in context. Let's say the last time you bought a new car to you. It didn't have to be a new car, but a new car to you. Okay, so you're buying this car and you're researching the make and the model, and all of a sudden you see that car everywhere. Oh, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. There weren't all of a sudden more of that make and model on the highways and the freeways and the streets. You just told your brain to pay attention. And so now your brain focused on those things. Think about the power that you have. This is why affirmations and vision boards, cueing and priming the brain, are basically manifesting miraculous manifesting techniques, right? Because you're telling your brain what to pay attention to. Once you tell your brain what to pay attention to, that's what it notices. Your brain can't do anything but make that happen. Your brain can't do anything else but focus on those things you tell it to focus on. Are you beginning to see the amazing, miraculous brain that you have and how it's literally a miracle-making machine? And all you have to do is set the parameters, the thoughts that you think, the words that you speak, the things that you do. That's all you have to do. And your brain naturally is designed to make those things happen. Okay, you can tell I get really excited about this. Let me leave you with a couple last little tidbits. Number one, I want to just talk about the definition of a miracle. So in the dictionary, it says, a miracle is a surprising and welcome event that is not explainable by natural or scientific laws and is therefore considered to be the work of divine agency. All right? In A Course in Miracles, it's described as any shift from fear to love. And Jesus often said that a miracle is any expression of love. So let me leave you with the last quote in my book, or my favorite quote in my book, okay? Once you understand that every thought you think and every word you speak and every belief you hold is a brushstroke in the painting of your life, you begin to see the magic that you bestow upon the creation of your life's masterpiece. Oh my gosh, you guys, I so enjoy these talks with you. I'm looking forward to our next one. Our next time we're going to talk about maintaining a miracle mindset even when life's not going according to plan, like worldwide pandemics, etc. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you in 2 more weeks. Hugs, love, happiness. Thank you. Bye now.